Hey guys, Saga here, and today I'd like to talk about Dirty Rat. So let me first describe to you how I arrived at this situation. First, my girlfriend did a dance, then she opened the pack for me and she pulled out a golden Don Honcho. So I thought, why not make a deck with it, try it out. Here's the deck I came up with. The idea of the deck is to do this. You do this over 2 turns with 20 mana doing this. And this combo is not easy to pull off. I got this combo off out of maybe 20 games 3 times. That's not particularly high percentage, and in fact I don't think this deck is particularly good. But I remember one particular time where I lost because I got Dirty Ratted. They played Brand Bronzebeard into Dirty Rat and they pulled both of my combo cards out of my hand, causing me to lose the game. And that got me thinking about a dev talk I heard from like maybe the last BlizzCon or the one before that. I'm really not sure. I looked for it really hard, I couldn't find it. And I distinctly remember the devs coming out and saying something along the lines of, we don't want to add discard to the game because discard is a mechanic that is very fun for one player and not fun at all for the other player. And I remember thinking at the time that that was an interesting design decision, and one that, when I think about it, from a developer standpoint, a developer who cares about the fun of the people who are playing the game, I thought, wow, that's a good decision. And then I see a card like Dirty Rat. At first, I must admit, I thought Dirty Rat was pretty cool. But even after the most superficial consideration, it occurs to me that this card is effectively the discard mechanic. I mean, people who are going to play this card aren't going to play it because of the taunt. People who play this card are going to play it to burn combo pieces, to put them on the board before they're ready. They're going to realize that people have a card in their hand, and then they're going to get rid of it. But it's more than that. This also affects people who just play carefully, people who save a minion for the right time to use it. If you couple that with now the ability to see buffed minions, so these buff decks that your minions all receive buffs and your hand shines as a result, people can actually know you're holding onto a minion, that a minion is buffed, where it is in your hand, and they can just play Dirty Rat, they can play it in combination with Brand, and just punish you for playing carefully or attempting to set up a combo. This is really fun for one player and really not fun for the other. Now, just to play devil's advocate, you might argue that it's not really discard because you're playing a card, and in certain instances people could get into trouble from it, and that's certainly true. But I think most of the decks that play it in a prepared way, play it before it. Board clear, they basically destroy your card in some way, or they remove your effective value from the card by getting rid of the battle cry. I think the real reason this bothers me so much is that there's absolutely no counterplay against this, right? There's no way to prevent a battle cry, there's no way to stop that from happening. And as a result, now we have an effect that negatively affects your ability to build interesting decks. I can't make a Don Honcho deck with the attempt to make it competitive because I always run the risk of having either my combo pieces pulled out of the deck or the piece that I'm trying to buff pulled out of the deck before I'm ready for it. And you might say that that's intentional, that Blizzard meant to do that against combo decks, and that might very well be true, but it asymmetrically affects combo decks, right? Think about Dirty Rat played against an Anyfin deck. Anyfin doesn't care. You pull out their Murlocs and then you kill their Murlocs, well that's fine, they just Anyfin the next turn. You play Dirty Rat against a Freeze Mage, and you get a similar result. I mean, most of the time, with the exception of maybe Alex Straza, people really don't care if you pull a card out into the board. Worst of all about Dirty Rat is that the decks that it affects are some of the new ones that could have been created and now never will be because this card exists. It limits design. Like, it limits what you can design as a player deck build. Alright guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that Dirty Rat is effectively card discard, or do you think that it's a different mechanic? I mean, I really feel like Blizzard changed its philosophy and we just didn't see it. Also, yeah, I've been working on that. Got it. I've wanted to do that for so long. Also guys, if you're new here, I make Overwatch content, Hearthstone content, I vlog, I travel the world, I got a new show called Appreciating Gaming. If that kind of stuff sounds cool to you, please subscribe. If you'd like to check out some of that content, here's my latest Overwatch, and underneath you can find the first episode of Appreciating Gaming. Alright guys, see you next time.